What's up, witches? It's Luna with an unboxing, and it's a gift deck. That always makes me so happy. It is the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot, and my gifter is me. I bought myself a deck because I'm sad not having decks to unbox. So, the series continues. Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis or Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. Includes 78 card deck and 264 page book. I guess it would be better if you could see what I'm showing you. Achieve powerful and diverse spell work through the timeless wisdom of Tarot. So right away, I'm fascinated. And to be honest, I saw this deck on, I believe it was, gosh, allergy season, so sorry. Revealing Light Tarot. I think it's Revealing Light is the name of her channel. And I was very intrigued. Just the images seemed really nice. And when I looked for it, it was less than $20. So yeah, easy to gift myself. But here we are talking immediately about, since it's the Spellcaster's Tarot, about doing actual spell work with it. Rich in classic symbolism and alive with marvelous detail and color, Modern Spellcaster's Tarot is the perfect choice for improving your divinatory and magic practices. Scott Murphy's stunning artwork showcases the familiar elements of the Rider-Waite, Smith. Please, we need to take Rider off of there. Rider was like the executive producer or the publisher. Waite was the author. Smith was the artist. Let's just call them Waite-Smith decks rather than Rider-Waite. Anyway, rant over. Elements of the Waite-Smith in a bold nude style. Slow down. All right. In a bold new style featuring ancient pagan mythos, diverse ethnicities, and practical spell work. Ooh. Meditate on the cards for heightened spiritual awareness. Cast a tarot spell for greater prosperity. Connect with the elements for increased personal power. Designed for beginners and advanced practitioners alike, this versatile deck will help you create a dynamic union between traditional symbols and today's human experience. Ooh, I'm liking what I hear so far. So we've got the snap box, magnet box, and a really nice interior here. We've got, it looks like a fox or a dog, and a fish and a squirrel, and a bird. One assumes air and water. Fire under, it's got to be one of those. Got a little pentagram in the middle. Nice book, chunky book, glossy paper, full color images, full size, full color images of the cards. And then the deck. And also full disclosure. I found a hair in there and it was mine, sorry. This was in plastic. But I like to literally unbox as much as I can beforehand so there's not as much fussing, because I fuss enough as it is. And here's the back of the cards, which mirrors that image on the inside of the box, except in blue. There we go. Yay, camera. And let's get you zoomed in. Okay. Starting, of course, with the Fool, and we can see that we have borderless cards. And that's nice because the images are big. I always sort of wonder about decks that have a very large and detailed border and then a smaller image in the middle. If, I don't understand how having a larger image and not a border would be a bad choice, So I really do like that. And I love the dynamic energy of this. Look at this guy. He's got this look on his face of, here I go. And look at, in the act of that foot actually coming off the cliff. So this does indicate optimism and naivety. We have a new moon and a sun here. So the new moon indicates beginnings. There's a circle on his bag. So there's a zero, the zero on his bag. And what the zero represents spiritually is all potential. It is the sky is the limit. Nothing is manifest yet, so anything is possible. So yeah, right away I'm liking the artwork. And here's the magician. And okay. So much imagery here. There's a snake shedding its skin. I see irises in the grass and roses. We've got the lightning bolt above his head. But what I am digging the most here is that he has got his left hand pointed up to the sky and the right index finger pointing down. So many tarot decks have this opposite, including the Waite-Smith deck, I think. But this is the way it goes. Your left hand is your receiving hand. And so that's the one that points up to spirit with the wand in order to pull down inspiration. And then the right active hand, index finger, this is the wand, the power, points down to earth saying, I'm going to tap into divine inspiration, pull it through my body, and channel it down to earth. And we have a symbol on his robe. And we've got the pentacle, the cup, the sword, the wand in his hand. So yeah, lots of magical references here that I'm digging already. So sorry. I've just got a throat full of gunk today because the windows are open. If you can put up with it, I can too. All right. High Priestess. We have the triple moon on her brow, the new moon in the sky, pomegranates on the veil. Interesting different things here is there's the black pillar and the white pillar, and there's a rune on there, and I don't know what rune that is. So immediately I want to go and see if the book gives me this information. Divinatory meanings. Okay. We don't mention this. Reversed magical uses. Okay, ESP. But it does not tell us what that rune is. So, I mean, the downside is it's not giving you all the information that it could give you to really, give you the fullest experience with this deck. I guess the positive side of that could be that there's room for you to do your own research. In her book here, you can see the symbol for the sun and Venus and water and air and the moon. So you can see all these symbols. And this kind of polished black stone for her face is interesting. And then we've got a swaddled baby here, swaddled in green. So that's interesting too. The Empress, and look at her green skin. So right away I want to go and see if there's any reference to green Tara here. I don't expect a reference. Okay, a symbol of Mother Nature herself. Empress is earthy garden, so we're talking about, the pregnant mother and the earthiness of her, so that explains the green. And we don't see references to specific cultures, even though in the images there seem to be references, like with the runes. Here's a symbol of earth up here. There's another rune on her shield. I don't know that one either. And then we've got this cow or bull that's got stars on it and a necklace. Okay. The Emperor, look at him. The bull, and instead of ram's heads, we've got bulls on his throne and an acorn staff and like giant moose. Almost looks like moose antlers on a bull. Interesting. Okay. The Hierophant. Again, a face that is blanked out by just a white square. Sorry, you guys. I'm going to come back because I want to know. And after coming back for several times and not seeing things described that I'm seeing in the image, then I'll leave it be. Okay. All right. I don't see any reference to him not having a face. All right, we'll stop looking. BB, I don't know what that means. It doesn't mention that in the book either. She's green, he's red, she's hiding a moon behind her back. Then we have the Lovers. This is interesting because this is androgynous. We don't have clear gendering in this partnership, and I'm digging that. It looks like a hand fasting with a blue cord, which is interesting. Maybe a spiritual bond rather than a blood tie. And we have another rune up there. That's the relationship rune, I do believe. And an apple that's cut in half and a rainbow. And then we've got the Chariot pulling a lotus, shooting stars. Strength. She is riding the lion. And then we've got it's like an egg. I mean, is that phoenix energy? Here we go again. Strength, even this lion. Size. All right. Again, we do not mention what's specifically in the image. So let me read this one. Symbolizing the taming of the beast within, strength reminds us that neither the rules and religion of the Hierophant nor the heartstrings pulled by the lovers can match the power of self-mastery. While the Chariot conquers with speed and power, flying swiftly away from danger, strength sticks around for the fight, overcoming her foes through patience and compassion. That's a lovely description of the Strength card. Even though this lion of a world has claws, we must love that beast and ride that beast just the same. So likening the world that we live in to this lion that needs to be tamed. Within each of us lies tremendous strength and animal instinct coupled with a higher consciousness. When these forces unite, we become unstoppable. The Strength card urges us to feed our passions and face our fears and to use that energy to propel us toward achieving our grandest dreams and greatest desires. Then we have divinatory meanings. Peace and communication with the natural world, strength, courage, taming a real or metaphorical beast, attempting to control something that can't be controlled. An animal, a friendly spirit offers help or protection, nurturing, healing, helping, and charity, resisting instinct. Overcoming fear, grace, good health, a strong spirit, optimism brings success. Reversed is weakness, fear, a poor relationship with nature, sickness, a need for greater strength, a lack of willpower, an overgrown ego, an animal friend is hurt or lost, being overwhelmed and conquered, giving up the fight. Then we have magical uses, good for magic to boost courage, spells to help overcome addiction or other beasts, and for spells to increase confidence and daring. It can also be used for protective and defensive magic. But nowhere do they mention the frogs or the snakes or this egg that is radiating light that's sitting in the middle of a fire and this what looks like phoenix energy to me. So that bugs me. Melanie, if we've got a different author than illustrator, one assumes that either the illustrator did the work first, since we've got her name highlighted, and his secondary, then we're assuming that Melanie came up with the concept and requested the artworks, but then why one would think she would be talking about the things she wanted included in these pictures. I don't get it. All right, Hermit. He's got his keys in his hourglass. Ooh, and he's dropping keys on the ground as he goes. And instead of holding a lantern, he's holding an open candle and shielding its light. That's pretty interesting. And a new moon. And here's the Wheel of Fortune. Boo. We have the Wheel of the Zodiac here. And we have Aries at the top going around clockwise. I get disgruntled about this. You guys know that. we should have Aries here, and it should go counterclockwise. If we're looking at it as an astrological flat wheel, that's the way it would look. Aries would be here, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. It bugs me that somebody's going to use symbols for magical purposes and not know how they work. We've also got symbols here, and one assumes, I mean, these symbols are different than the ones I know for the seasons, but they must be similar. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Here's the Justice card. She's holding a pomegranate and her scales. She looks very dynamic. You see the wind blowing. And figures on the pillars. The wheel above her head. The Hanged Man. This is interesting. Some magical traditions do a thing where you actually have like a straitjacket-y sort of thing, and you get bound up in this and kind of hang. And it is one of the disciplines used in order to release the spirit from the body. And I don't mean to die. I mean to unleash it, to allow the spirit to travel outside of the body. Let's put it that way for OBE. We have all the runes here, and someone bound and hanging in the dark and the light. Death. Got a cauldron back here with an upside down pentagram and a full moon, something coming to culmination. So I like the lunar aspects they show. Temperance, we have Hermes here, or Mercury. Look, there's the caduceus. This is definitely Mercury. And there's spirals on these. He's pouring what looks like gold, liquid gold, from one to the other with tulips. The Devil. Oh. All right. He's pretty gnarly looking, huh? And we've got all these snakes. And we've got a male and a female that are drinking out of something. They don't quite look human. And she is bound with a vine of flowers. So that brings in the vibe that, you know, they're not truly bound. All right. The Tower. Pew, pew, pew. There it goes. And everybody falling. These people are crawling out of the bottom. Interesting, but they're being met with somebody with a spear. Wow. Here's the star. Very Egyptian looking. Pouring on land and water, two different kinds of flowers. And we have the moon with a wolf and a dachshund. And there's a cube and a crayfish. That's pretty standard looking. The sun. Look at her weaving in the sun. She's spinning thread. And there's a baby in her lap and a baby on the ground. This is almost like the Fates. You know, spinning thread. It's being pulled into a ball here. This kid could be measuring, I don't know, lots of sunflowers. Judgment rising from the cauldron. And look at the wand pointing down from heaven here. Wow. The world. Here's the symbols of the seasons that I'm used to seeing. And we do see diversity, racial diversity. Always welcome. Here's the Ace of Cups. Look at that liquid. It looks beautiful. A fish, two flowers. I mean, you just get a sense of this huge cup. Okay. Two of Cups, and we clearly have, so this is one of the relationship cards, we clearly have two men. Wonderful that the two, you know, two of the three really relationship cards here is a same-sex couple, and the Lovers card is gender-free. I'm here for that. We see turtles and fish. Then we have the Three of Cups. Woohoo! They're partying. Are they floating across the water or ready to fall into it? I can't tell. Definitely having a party. The 4. We've got the sign of the crab on his head. We've got an Egyptian vibe there. And the 5 of Cups. Ooh. He's holding the 2, and there are 3 spilled. The 6. The old couple sitting looking, and the young kids playing in the sand and filling the cups. They're planting flowers in the cups. That's nice. 7. Ooh, look at this one. 7 of Cups. Look at all the 7 classical planets. That's pretty cool, showing that we have all of these energies that we can choose to operate from. The 8. It's cups upside down, 1 spilled and 1 left. Certainly something dissipating. The 9, the wish card. And we have a genie popping up to give us a wish. All the moon phases there on the 10 of Cups with the sun. Okay, the page. We've got a group of people. The knight riding a big old salmon. The queen with the crescent moon. And the king. Okay, pentacles. Here we have the squirrel. So the squirrel is earth. The 2, we've got a doggy, bringing him a sack, and ships. So we see the ships in the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. The 3, he's teaching. Look at the 3 crystals here. And the 4, it looks like he's maybe burying a treasure. I'm not sure what this is. The 5, ooh. They're certainly getting chased away. Look at the lock on the door. They are locked out and outcast. The 6, certainly charity. 6-pointed stars, lots of pentagrams here. Pentacles growing. Look at the crystals she's got. She's growing pot. All right. 8 of Pentacles. Oh, now we're building a shelter to go over top. Let me see this, the 4. Is this him just like starting to build, maybe? I don't know. It's a different dude. Okay. Okay, little interruption there. 8 of Pentacles, and we've got animals in here, so he's building a shelter. The 9 of Pentacles, there's a squirrel with a hood, a black hood on. I'm not going to look for that in the book because I know it's not going to be there. Very interesting. 10 of Pentacles, abundance, there's the home, there's the family, there's the page, the knight, riding a giant squirrel, the queen, and the king. The Ace of Wands flying through the air. The 2. This is interesting. So 2 of Wands usually shows, dominion. He's got the orb in his hand and standing between the wands. Here he's got a bird in his hand. And looking at this, I'm thinking wands are air. Happy me. But what's interesting here, there's a yin-yang symbol. What's interesting here is that he is tied to these wands. He's got a wrist tied and a foot tied. So you are bound to the decisions you make, I guess, to the things you create. Interesting. 3, so we don't see ships coming in, but we do see a falcon coming in. She's a falconer. There's a triquetrum there. Fascinating. 4 of Wands, the marriage card, and we not only have 2 women, but we have an interracial couple as well. with a hand fasting with a red ribbon. How wonderful is that? I like it. 5 of Wands, who are going at a wasp's nest with like a piñata. Oof. 6 of Wands, the victory card. We've got the 6-pointed star there. 7 of Wands. I like this, that he's standing on top of that. So it definitely looks like he's conquered some obstacles there. 8 of Wands with them flying through the sky. And a bird. There's the 9. Ooh, that's pretty descriptive. And the 10. Struggling to move forward, can't see where he's going, dropping things along the way because he's carrying too much. These are wonderful. Here's the page, listening to the birds, and the knight riding on an eagle. The queen. She looks very fiery. She looks autumny. So wands are clearly autumn if you look at the palette here. And then there's the king. Then we have swords, obviously fire. Wow, the ace, the 2, look at her. I would also like to say that I appreciate seeing a dark-skinned person with a snowy background, that we're not tying skin tone to geography. Refreshing. And I see the yin-yang, except she needs more clothes because she's fucking freezing. 3. Ouch! Wow. I feel that. 4 of Swords. Look at that. Look at the wolves. They've got these rich collars on, so they're like guarding him. Got a candle in his shoe. Okay, I got to look up the candle in the shoe. I know it's not going to be there, but, you know, I just hope springs eternal. Let's see. Death of a person, idea, project, solitude. So the description, you know, instead of a description of the image, it's a description of the card and the energies, but it doesn't really, I would, as you can tell. Oh, and when we get to the minors, description is the upright, and then there's the reversed. We don't get a with the majors, there's description, and then we have divinatory meanings and reversed. Here we get description reversed. That's kind of weird. Description usually talks about the image. Here's what you're looking at and what these symbols mean. Then you get the divinatory meaning and the reversal. This one kind of swaps divinatory meaning for description, kind of, but not consistently. All right, so we don't have why this dude has a lit candle in his shoe. All right, 5 of Swords. Trying to keep the wolves at bay, or stealing and driving the wolves off. Driving the guardians off. 6 of Swords. Ooh, that's a really cool picture. 7 of Swords. There's the thief card. The 8. So we've got the binding up here above the elbows, but the wrists are not bound. So, you know, the wrists could just reach up and take the bonds off. So that definitely shows in a trap of your own making. And then we've got a bull, big old bull in the background there. 9 of Swords. And the 10. Ouch, as always. Page of, holy moly. I got sword envy. Look at that. Woof. The Knight of Swords riding a bull. So we've had like wolves for this suit, but now we got a bull for the knight. Okay. The Queen of Swords. Clearly swords are winter. Yeah. There's the king. Wow. All right. So just because they leave out symbols and, you know, are not describing things exactly the way I would like to see them, it doesn't mean this isn't going to be a good deck. I already do like the connection I'm feeling to the images. So, oh, looky, here's something I did not do. So, while that is firing up, let's take a look at the book in more detail. Okay. Melanie Marquis, has also written A Witch's World of Magic, The Witch's Bag of Tricks, Beltane, and Lunasa. Oh, okay. This is copyright 2016 by Llewellyn, and this is the fifth printing in 2019, so obviously this has done well. Then we have Anatomy of a Tarot. Okay, The Cup. All right, there's a poem. Learn about the basic structure of the tarot deck care and maintenance, explore the do's and don'ts. Learn how to charge your deck with magical energy, discover ways to clean and clear your deck to keep it fresh and vibrant. 3, how to read the cards. 4, using the tarot for magic. I have used the tarot for magic. Yes, it is a powerful tool, particularly when you have a bond with your deck and you have cards that clearly mean certain things. You can do a lot to write a story with them and use it for magical purposes. We have the major arcana, the minor arcana. 7, easy tarot spreads, and then next steps on the tarot trail. Okay, the cup. 5 cups scattered, whole and shattered, under the moon and craving a star. 6 swords carried, grief so buried, the hermit with his light strides on. A cup between each sip the world, then out the tower it was poured. The hanged man hung, the fool came calling, 2 swords held forever stalling. 3 swords piercing fortune's spokes, justice laughing at her joke. But here is strength to tame the beast, 3 cups raised, a 4th cup speaks. 9 swords behind, 9 wands before, judgment knocking at the door. 9 cups stacked and 8 cups drained, the star upon the moon it rains. Between the pillars 2 cups meet, the empress shows the hidden street. The star delights in 2 cups poured, 1 in the sea, 1 on the shore. Watering the earth with fate, 2 wands watch, 8 pentacles wait. From the moon a drop of sun, through temperance poured back into 1, a page's cup, a starry queen, an ace of wands, and a fool to blink. 9 wands scatter, and 9 swords sink, and from the cup we deeply drink. That mentioned a lot of cards, but I didn't really get meaning from it. Okay, so there's the introduction, the anatomy of tarot. Elemental correspondence is earth, wands are air, swords are fire. Air is movement, change, swiftness, flow, action, thought, ideas, communication, and fire, destruction, force, power, passion, authority, domination, submission, all that kind of stuff. So this is refreshing for me. And then we have, a list of symbols, a tarot built for magic. So it talks about the yin-yang, the triquetra, the square, 5-pointed star, hexagram, triangle within a square, symbol of the spark of hope, magic, life, and the desire that lies at the center of everything. There's an 8-pointed star, balance and strength, 9-fold goddess symbol, the monad. I don't know what a monad is, M-O-N-A-D. Wholeness and completion. All right, I got to look it up. What is it? All right, well, the symbol, I guess, is all of the planetary symbols together. It looks like a Mercury, Venus, Sun, Moon symbol all together. I don't know. Anyway, it is wholeness and completion. There's a fish, a turtle, a dog, a squirrel, a bird, winged insect, wolf, and bull. So these are the symbolic images that recur throughout the deck. Then we have numerology. Okay, tarot deck care and maintenance. Avoid exposing your deck to direct sunlight for prolonged periods so you don't fade the ink. Take care when giving readings outdoors so they don't blow away. Keep it in a bag or a box. If you're using a selection of cards for a magic spell, make a note somewhere of the cards you've used where you've put them. This is someone that speaks from experience here. If you're the disorganized witch that I am, you might open a random book one day and find a tarot card you had tucked away there years prior for some now forgotten magical purpose. That's not really good, effective magic if you're losing track of what you're doing. Okay, keep beverages and snacks on a side table. If your cards do get spilled, wipe them off. Don't sweat it if your cards end up with bumps and bruises. Then how to charge your deck, a solar charge, a lunar charge. She gives a little verse. When you're doing this, as bright as the sun, this deck lights the shadows. It shows me what's hidden, the depth and the shallows. Hot like the sun sparks the fire of truth. Show me all that I wish, all I ask for, forsooth. And the lunar charge, like the moon's enchanting glow, you show me what I need to know. Whether bane or whether boon, you show me truth, just like the moon. And then there's an elemental charge for each of the elements. Yeah, this deck like flame is... Something just happened over there. And I don't know what it was. Okay. This deck like flame is ever growing, ever knowing, ever glowing. Fire come and fire stay, illuminate and clear the way. So yeah, nice elemental charges there. And then how to cleanse your deck and how to know when it needs cleansed, when it starts feeling stale and stuck. Heavy duty deep cleaning. Quick cleaning, deck clearing methods. And then how to read step by step. Keep water and snacks handy. Developing your own tarot interpretation system. Developing your skills as a reader using the tarot for magic. Tarot talismans. Reversing a card. Turning a card face down. Tarot for magical substitution. Covering a card with another card. Placing two cards face to face. I've done that one. Using multiple cards to show a step-by-step progression or tell a story with them. Moving cards away or toward. Yes, where you have like you want to bring something together, you move them towards each other every day. Sample tarot spell for good luck and success. Let's read that. Begin by creating an ambience that will put you in the mood for magic, an atmosphere that will entice your mind to leave its worries and woes behind as you step into the realm of the spiritual and mystical. You might light some candles or some incense or simply go outdoors under the moonlight or under a canopy of trees. You might choose a pillow to sit on or a cloth on which to place the cards. If you like, decorate the area with crystals or other power stones. Just make sure the space is peaceful and comfortable so you can focus on the magic at hand. Hold your cards firmly as you take several deep, slow breaths to help ground your energy and center your thoughts. Now look through your tarot deck and select the card you feel best represents you. So, and then they talk about all the things you might do. Place this card before you. Look through your deck once more and choose 1 to 3 cards that best represent your current goal. So one that represents you, and then we have a description of the goal. Try to keep it clear and simple. She gives some examples. Place the card or cards you've chosen to symbolize your goal about 5 inches or so above the card representing yourself. Think clearly of your goal. Develop the image. So here's the magic working. Imagine yourself having this success. Let the emotions that come with this flow freely. Absolutely. That right there is the spell work. Let all that emotionally charged enemy swirl about in your mind and heart as you gaze at the cards before you. Now directly above the gold cards, arrange in an array the star, the sun, and the world. So should have told you in the beginning to get those out. All right. Symbolizing dreams come true, good fortune, and success, these cards act as good luck charms to help bring additional power to your spell. Of course, that's assuming that you have not used any of those cards describe your spell. Place your hands on the cards symbolizing your goal and on the good luck cards described above, and slide these cards progressively nearer to the card representing yourself. As you move the cards, you might choose to employ the verse, "This is what I wish and this is what will be. Bring me luck and bring me strength and bring success to me." Visualize yourself achieving exactly what you want as you stack the goal cards and good luck cards on top of the card representing yourself, placing them one by one as you affirm your intention to attain success. Release the energy building up in your heart and in the cards into the wider universe, envisioning the magical power of your spell radiating outward into the ethers, perhaps whisking away to convey your wishes to the powers that be. Leave the cards in a special place in your home. Return the cards to your deck or keep the cards together and carry them with you for an extra boost of good fortune and good luck in achieving your goals. There you go. Then we have one for healing, protection, and banishing negativity, circle casting with the tarot, and then into the majors. And we've already looked at how the descriptions are handled. Then we have easy tarot spreads at the back. One card draws. What is today's theme? What quality shall I try to cultivate today? What lesson must I learn today? Will my wish be fulfilled? Is this the truth? Oh, no. Do they? There's some yes or no questions there, but they don't really tell you how to determine yes or no. Celtic cross variation. What covers you? What crosses you? Beneath you? Behind you? What crowns you? Before you? And then placed to the right is self. What surrounds you, hopes and fears, and outcome. Pretty typical. 4-card spread for problem solving, and then there's comparing and contrasting spread. Lovers spread, and then creating your own. Next steps on the tarot trail. All right. Let's do a reading. Hi, Pi. You coming up? Hi, Pi. Come up, say hi. Here he come. Come on, little stink. There you are. Say hi to everybody. All right, Pi, you help me invite in guides and guardians, allies and ancestors. Give me kisses. Get the kisses? You come over here? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, now you got to get up on the back. Oh, here, get up. Get up. Okay, there you go. Settle in, bub. While I invite in allies and ancestors, guides and guardians to come be with me, I offer you, as soon as I find it, the fire of Azrael to instill the spirit of divination in this beautiful work of art, this labor of love by this author and artist. And I want to say something here. You know, I am by nature critical. Really? Big surprise, huh? With Mercury and Virgo, yes, I analyze, I critique. But I want to say that no matter what my opinion of a deck is, I have the utmost respect for writers and artists that do this kind of work and produce something that is such a labor of love. So, you know, shout out of appreciation to all authors and artists, and on with the critique. So, asking guides and guardians to please bring clear messages to my mind and let me move a message along that will be very useful to my viewers. Dream to shuffle them. They are regular cardstock. I mean, look, that's plenty thick for a deck. These don't feel in any way flimsy. They just feel like real cards because they shuffle easily. Hell yeah. All right. Let's have a 3-card spread. And I'm asking, what do my viewers need to know right now? The ones that are coming to watch this video, what do they need to know? Come on. What message will help them today fulfill their highest purpose, be true to themselves, connect with spirit. Let's have 2 more. All right, let's just do 2 more off the top here. So we have the Ace of Swords and the Hierophant and Judgment. So the Ace of Swords, of course, is going to talk about truth, standing up, truth, justice. Oh, look at that sword in the fire. This is the beginning of action, motivation, not just inspiration. Inspiration is in the mental realm. But when we take a step to do something with that inspiration, that is the Ace of Swords. That is putting idea into action, actually motivation, and using the fire element to move something. Then we got Hierophant and Judgment. Okay, this was one of the ones that kind of puzzled me. So you see these people bowing down. He's got a tail, so he's a little demon. And she seemingly would be maybe a nature spirit, being green and hiding that moon behind her back. Is this like a witch, a green witch, goddess woman? And the Hierophant there with his cat o' nine tails, or the scourge, and the book in his hand. All right, let's start looking up. Let's go to the book and see what it says. Boy, they like big swords in this deck. All right. Ace of Swords. The element of fire, defense, destruction, a warning of danger or disaster. Oh my. A show of force, living a life hand in hand with intense physical or emotional pain. Pain that has turned to anger, hatred, domination, opposition, arguments, strife, an enemy. An opportunity to banish negative energies in one's life. Exerting one's power and authority, a path becomes illuminated and the individual is ready to pursue their destination with everything they've got. Wow, I didn't expect that. So here, upright, is that fight, conflict, all of that, emotion, physical and emotional pain. And reversed, it says an end to a quarrel or other negative situation, breaking free from pain and anger. So that Ace of Swords really does just represent pain, anger. So totally not what I said. Definitely a deck that you will adapt to your own purposes. All right. So we've got conflict. We've got the Rar here. This reminds me of Froude's Fairies and the Rar. Dealing with strife. Then we have the Hierophant. Representing society, religion, government, and other institutions that take it as their business to impose expectations and place limitations on those around them. The Hierophant is the archetypal emblem of the power structure and the urge to control and homogenize. While the Emperor exhibits the wild nature that roars within us all, the Hierophant is the ultimate symbol of civilization and social boundary. While it's often necessary to do things within the parameters of tradition and convention to meet everyday obligations without fuss or resentment, it's equally necessary to dance to the beat of one's own drummer, to try new things and pursue passions, desires, and ambitions regardless of what religion, society, or anyone else has to say about it. So this is the controlling of wild nature and the goddess worshippers and, the who could be seen as devil worshippers or cast as devil worshippers. So that was the description. The divinatory meaning is the yoke of the world. Convention, orthodoxy, tradition, organized religion, societal pressures and expectations, a fear of the subversive. Did he go? Okay. Marriage, an oath or other binding contract or obligation. Okay, I see that. A religious figure who lacks true spirituality and authority, doing something just for show, doing what's expected, structure and hierarchy, obstacles and bureaucracy, and ordination, routine, being in a rut. So this really, she describes the Hierophant as I feel it. It's always dogma. Same old, and yes, limitation, restriction, domination, that sort of thing from society, peer pressure, or not peer pressure, pressure from above. All right. So let's look at it so far. So we have this card that talks about anger, and then we have this external control coming in. I'm getting a message here already. Let's look at the third one. Description for judgment is representing renewal and rebirth. Judgment reminds us that even though all good things must come to an end, they are all fated to begin again. Just as plants grow and wither and die, becoming soil to help new plants grow, so too does new life spring from the darkest recesses of the human heart, mind, and soul. It is the shift in consciousness that can happen any minute of any day, the realization that no matter what, it's going to be okay. It is the choice to live rather than to settle for a half-life. It is the choice of a fresh start over choosing to stay mired in the muck. It is spiritual evolution and physical renewal, a new life following a period of inward death. Wow, divinatory meanings, a major shift in consciousness and evolution to a more spiritually liberated existence. Holy shit, look at the difference here. The patriarchy, dogma, religious control, and here we have spiritual evolution, an evolution to a more spiritually liberated existence. This is external theology, bowing to an external church and what they tell me I must do, and accepting their value of how they value me, the worth they place on me. And this is evolving into an internally referenced spiritual system. Answering a call, moralizing and judgment, selectivity, criticism, becoming less tethered by worldly affairs and concerns, a death, a change to a higher position. Okay. So we have this upwelling of anger. I saw an article the other day that said, like, for the first time ever, people that go to church are in the minority. No longer is church going a majority activity in this country. And gosh, do we understand why? I think so. I think people have found or not found what they're looking for in organized churches, and especially, Gen Z, the generations that are coming up now, and really starting with Gen X. Actually, no, starting within the boomers of the hippie movement, people looking for an internal touchstone, an internal spiritual identity, and discovering for themselves. I mean, LSD blew those doors off of you can have a personal experience of union with the divine. Even without LSD, you can have this experience, but people finding out that that is the truth of it, not an external that you can never achieve. So a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger under the surface here because of these systems of external control. And where we go to from there is we really must evolve our own practice and our own belief system that understands that we're all connected. And, the kind of paradox here is you would think that to really be connected to each other, that we'd all need to be like under the same religion and following the same rules and everything. But what happens is when you become truly spiritual and you develop that personal relationship with spirit and you experience the truth of that unity, you begin to grow compassion for other people. When you are connected to yourself, you are automatically connected to other people as well. And so us being unified together really depends on us each having that individual experience of our own connection to spirit. then we can recognize spirit in everybody else as well. So it's the diversity of our spiritual search, of the nature of each of our spiritual practices. It's that diversity, paradoxically, that brings us into union with each other. Yeah, when you get to the high spiritual levels, paradox is everywhere. I really like these cards, and I'm going to go through, particularly with the minor arcana, and look at her story of how each of these suits moves through, and the court cards as well. Let's take a look at court cards and see what she says real quick here. Let's just go to the first suit, which is Cups. Page, a creative individual who's an artist, musician, or writer, a muse, a lighthearted person, playful person. The Knight, a loving person who's kind, truthful, and gallant. Romance, refined, well-mannered individual, true and passionate love. So the Page is like this childlike, that emotional energy of happiness and joy. And then the Knight brings it more into maturity and love and passion and romance. And then the Queen, loving, kind, lighthearted, feminine individual, a person who's romantically desired, a bubbly personality, person who appears outgoing but wears a thick mask. Keeping something secret or hidden. Beauty, attractiveness, reserving affections, saving one's truest heart for only the most worthy, a dreamlike state of mind, love and kindness. Interesting. And then the King, a mature, loving, kind individual, unconditional love, a person who offers help, a loving father, compassionate, loyal soul, one who is in love, mature, stable love. So not like real clear distinctions. Emotional maturity, yeah, okay. Well, this is, again, just a deck that I'm going to go through and really learn on its own terms. They're telling me two more here. Wheel of Fortune and Seven of Wands. Okay, so that's telling me that, yes, we can evolve. We can evolve. Things can change. It's time for them to change as the seasons change. This is natural change. So the seasons of humanity on this earth are in flux right now, and things are changing and we are evolving. Seven of Wands says we can overcome. We can overcome these old ideologies, wands being air in this deck. These are the old ideas, the old ideologies that kept us down, and this is claiming our new ideologies, and look at them flowering. Ooh, I like this deck. Thank you, Luna, for buying me a really cool deck. I hope that was a good reading for you. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, because I dug it. And we got the Wheel of Fortune again and Queen of Pentacles. That means money's coming this week. All right, you guys. Take care. If you would like to buy me a deck, hit that Amazon wish list below and pick something that you think you would really like to hear about, and I will read for you from that deck. I'm always open to donations. Nothing is too small if you feel like supporting me in that way. If you want to join my Patreon at the goddess, or not the goddess level, at the priestess level, you will learn how to be an astrologer from an astrologer. You don't get many astrology courses for $9 a month, so off you go. All right, you guys, I will see you on Wednesday for a live stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is the Zen Witch. Mwah. Blessed be.